Get Heavy Podcast, hosted by Craig Casamas and John Scheimer.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Get Heavy. Tonight, we have a very awesome guest. Scheimer can't make it tonight. He's on vacation still. Just hung up, can't make it. So tonight we have an incredible man. I've known him for many years, Mr. Jarvis Leatherby, singer and bass player for the famed, infamous Night Demon. Local Ventura legends, and now global Ventura legends. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you been, man?
I was thinking about that. Good. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, man, yeah, I know Craig for a long time, and then I was thinking like I knew you before you met your wife, and then I knew, and then I emceed your wedding.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, and then when Scheimer didn't show up, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of glad because my only relation to him with that is like, well, his ex-wife hates me. Like, oh yeah, good things with your wife, but like, yeah, it's just funny shit. But anyway, yeah, dude.
Ventura's a small town, buddy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean,
oh my God.
I forget that you totally came out for me and helped MC my wedding, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Pulled that shit together in a couple of days, man. I'm forever grateful for that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Yeah.
Anyway, so how have you been surviving during the corona? I know we saw each other the other day. We were at your studio and stuff, but
yeah.
I didn't. You were coming in running with a tuxedo T-shirt on, very classy. You know what I mean? So.
What was I doing?
You were wearing a tuxedo T-shirt while you were.
Oh yeah. That's like my
up,
muscle
dude.
shirt. Yeah. I cut the sleeves off that fucker.
Fucking
and, you know, gotta get dressed up. But no, things are good. It's been my goal to win the pandemic, you know, like not just survive it. I want to win it. And I guess we're fortunate, like Night Demon, we were putting out singles, you know, starting April 3rd, vinyl 7-inches. Every 5 weeks we've had 4 come out so far. And, you know, I mean, obviously that's something that was planned way before we knew about this stuff. So I guess we're fortunate, you know, being on the road for 3 straight years. People, they haven't heard original music from us since April 2017. So for us to come home when bands can't tour anymore and start releasing slowly these original tracks, it's been great for us, and the fans have been really awesome. They've been selling out basically the day they go on sale, and no pre-order, no announcement. It's been cool. So that's awesome. And it's just one of those things, you know, I think it's all about your attitude, right? You know, I mean, what are you going to do? I see things differently than a lot of people, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, like, you got 3 kids. Like, I don't know, for you, it may be a totally different thing, you know, because it's like, here you can like, you got all this time to spend with your family, but you just don't know how long it's going to be or whatever. And you can't really go anywhere. And then it's like, I can imagine taking care of kids. Like, yeah, you get to spend more time with them, but that's like a 24/7 job. So it's almost like you're working hard. It's like you're working harder not going to work, dude. You know?
Me and my wife have been working, like, I mean, obviously in this whole thing, you know, God forbid, you know, we know some people that were sick, but not really, you know, no one's died that we know specifically, you know, but I've never been able to spend this much time with my kids, man. And I've really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? We've gotten way closer as a family, and it's been actually pretty nice. I mean, it is exhausting sometimes, you know, and me and my wife are both working from home and, you know, trying to get them through the online school shit that's going on. And it's a little bit of chaos, but man, to really, like, I miss, you know, I've been working my ass off in construction for 10 plus years, you know, 24 hours a day, running massive jobs on the freeways and stuff. And I missed a lot, dude. I missed a lot of those first couple kids that I had, you know, that,
right.
It's been so cool to, like, really get to spend a lot of time, and it really pushes your boundaries of how good of a parent you fucking think you are. You know what I mean? It's you know, like, God damn, man. You know, I you know, so many parts of me just can't wait to get back to, like, a shitty bar show, you know what I mean? Or, like, just anything that's not, like, family kid stuff, you know, although I appreciate it, but it's been nice. But I did want to ask you, so what I thought was really cool, we talked about this a long time ago, and we were bouncing ideas off each other, and I love that you guys are doing the single releases, man, because it's, you know, I've been saying with my band Tongue for since we started that, I didn't want to put a record out. I just wanted to put out like a couple bangers a year, because that's kind of where the world's going. You know what I mean? We're almost going back to 45s, it looks like. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's a great point. And I see it the same way. It's like a lot of people see us doing it as this whole new concept. And I'm like, no, guys, this is how it started. Like, before LPs were only invented, LPs were only invented as compilations for 45.
Right.
You know, where it's like, hey, Richie Valens has enough singles. Let's put it on something bigger so that you don't have to flip it over, right? You know?
Right, exactly.
Because the 78 was around first, and it was kind of made of this harder clay shit. It was like a more of a full-size record, and then the 45 came, and then it kind of went back to the 12-inch. But yeah, you know, what's old is new, right?
Right,
I mean,
it's a big circle.
Yeah, you got to keep the good traditions of old and roll with the new, like digital releases too, you know? So we do all formats, and that's kind of the way. I mean, I can't tell you how many cassettes we've sold in the past fucking year, like couple years. I mean,
dude, we've sold out of ours already. They're sold out. It's crazy. I've never in my fucking life would I have ever thought. I haven't had a cassette come out since the mid '90s, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and that was only because we were too young and we couldn't afford to even press CDs.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Remember when CDs actually cost money to make, you know?
Oh my God. But you know, and I want to say it right now. I'll say it here on the podcast. I'm going to be bringing back, there's a thing that we kind of did. I think it maybe only even happened once 20 years ago when me and the No Motive guys, and it was basically this thing called Heavy Metal Beach Party. And the deal was, so we have a spot on the beach. You have to wear black. And I'll bring the system, right? I'll bring a badass system, but only cassettes. You have to bring, each person has to bring one metal cassette, right?
Nice.
So, you know, yeah. So that's the deal. I'm going to bring back Heavy Metal Beach Party. We'll do it here at Emma Wood or Freya Beach or somewhere down there. And I'll let everybody know. You can announce it on the show. It'll be free. We just need to we could social distance there, right? I mean,
of course.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, let's kill that term and let's just call it physical distance, because social distancing is us not doing this.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And it's odd the new terms that are everywhere now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if it's odd. I think it's planned. You know, not to get. I know this isn't a conspiracy podcast, but if I know
we could go there.
then the news networks know it.
Yeah. It's it's all they drop this shit on you, and you say it, and then every once in a while you sit back and you think about the terms that are put into the atmosphere, like the social distancing and all, stuff like that. And then you really think about, like, what's the real meaning of that, dude? And it's like, it's always ends up sounding dark. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, when terms go out on this massive news feeds, It
is. And I was just talking to somebody very close to me this morning, and I was, talking to her about, the words that we use, right? The choice of words that we use, and how we're just programmed to use these words that, it's like kind of funny. Like it was like her and I like apologized to each other for stuff we should, like how many times do you say sorry a day for stuff you really shouldn't be sorry about?
Yeah.
You're just used to it. Like you almost walk into somebody leaving a restaurant or something. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's like, really? No,
not really
it's not.
Sorry.
It's totally understandable, right?
Yeah.
But we pass these things on to our children and all this stuff, and it's really weird. So besides self-talk, just the words that we use with other people, I mean, all this stuff is habitual, whether we use good words or bad words.
Right.
But it's funny how, and I was also talking about, using the words. Actually, I made a video today and I screwed up. I said sorry. I apologized once for something I shouldn't have in there out of habit. And I used the word unreal, which I hate to use because I was describing something that just happened.
Right.
Right?
Well, that's unreal.
Yeah, but it's not unreal because it just fucking happened.
Right. It's like literally.
Exactly.
He literally almost died. You're like, he didn't. He literally actually didn't. I don't even know what to tell you.
Yeah. Or like almost never.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's odd, man.
But really, more so than that, I mean just like words that we use so often that can kind of be detrimental to our growth. It's very strange how that is. It's taken me a lot of years to see that. So I'm in the phase of trying to reprogram. It's tough, but it can be done.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we need a better. I think as a society as a whole, we need a better way to convey intention. You know what I mean? Especially like in social media, stuff like that. Because it's, and I've heard 1,000 people say it, but for you to get an idea out in 145 characters or whatever, or a fucking Facebook post, it's like you can take any written sentence, take it out of text or out of context, and it's a nightmare. You know what I mean? And you can get canceled for it. You can get seriously prosecuted for it. You can, for one moment in a feeling and a bad way to display like your feelings about something, you can totally get yourself into a ton of trouble or ruin someone's life, or you know what I mean, all this stuff. So it's like we have to figure out as a society, and I don't know if it'll be through technology, or Elon Musk is talking about doing some wild ass shit, dude, with that neural.
I believe
stuff,
it. I believe it.
I feel like intention has to be able to be displayed better, especially on social media and even day to day. You know what I mean? Because you're right. Like I know people that are constantly apologizing for nothing, or they're never apologizing when they should, or you know what I mean, or they use a weird. You're like, why would you say that like that? You know what I mean? Or it's just odd. People are fucking goofy, and I think it's the social media is making them even worse. Oh, lost. Oh, there you go. Hold on. There you go. I unmuted you.
There we go. How's that?
There you go. Sorry, you muted yourself.
Okay. Sorry. No, I think social media just gives the whole world a platform that they don't really deserve, to be honest. I mean, I believe people should be heard, but you got to understand that everything that anybody says on there, I'm like that too. I used to just be so reactionary. Mm-hmm. It's like, let me get in on this, right? Because everybody has an opinion, and when you know what to say about opinions, right? I mean, so, right. So, but listen, we got to fix some shit, man. We got to fix some shit as human beings to each other, and that's the problem. We're not treating each other like human beings. We're treating each other like pieces of shit. And I'm gonna break a theory right here on this podcast, okay? I'm gonna break my theory here, which I've never talked about publicly. I will address in the future publicly, but I'll just do it here right now because we're talking about it. And it's an important issue. I am all about ending cancel culture to end racism. I'm serious.
Explain that. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of feel like I know where you're going, but I'd like you to explain that.
Yeah. So let's say.
For sure.
Okay. So let's just take an example that everybody knows about. Like Roseanne Barr has that silly tweet, right? Mm-hmm. Was it lame? Of course it was fucking lame. Mm-hmm. Of course it was fucking lame. Like, should she not have to face that? Of course she should, right? Mm-hmm. But what did canceling her out do? Like, what does canceling somebody out like that do, right? Like, you know what?
A couple hundred employees out of business for sure by canceling the show. You know what I mean?
Well, there you go. See, you gotta factor that in too, right? Uh-huh. Okay. But what I'm saying is on a humanitarian level, okay? You say, all right, let me give you another example of something that happened in the last couple weeks, okay? God forbid I was watching the news. I don't know how, but I got caught watching it, okay? Yeah. And so this lady, this African-American woman was staying at a Hilton hotel. She was near the pool. Her 2 kids were swimming in the pool, and this white employee came out, and she said, I need to see your room key. You're trespassing. And she's like, bitch, I'm not trespassing. I'm a guest here. She's like, well, let me see your room key. So fuck you. I don't need to show you my fucking room key. You're racist. So the white employee called the cops. The cops demanded to see her room key. She showed it to them. Yes, she was a guest. She was there on business, and she was there for a couple of days. Her employer had actually paid for it. It was a business trip, and her family was there. Like, I can understand how fucking embarrassing, and how dare you ask me for that based on that? Fuck you. I would do the same thing. I mean, look, I look like a fucking degenerate too. People always look at me like, whatever, but that's fine.
Yeah. That's a classic Karen situation,
Sure. But listen. we need to reach out to the Karens, okay? The problem with this is if you cancel the Karens and you say, okay, so let me finish. The story went like this. The final report in the news was that Hilton Hotel has fired the woman. And that was it. So like, okay, so everything's fine now? No, it's not. It's not.
No.
Because you can't cancel out another human being's life. So what's the deal? Let's bring up a hypothetical here. Let's say she worked there for 20 years, right? She was an older lady. Like, what's the deal? Oh, you're never going to work in this industry again. Go away. And now your name is public, and now you're on camera on the news. So you know what? The whole world is, you know what? Fuck you. You're done. You're canceled. You'll never work again. You're always going to be known as this racist piece of shit, right? So where do these people go? Does she walk away and say, you know what? You're right.
I learned something
I'm just a piece
today.
of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go kill myself. No. She's not. She's gonna go home. Her kids are gonna go hungry. The racism that her kids have already grown up on is gonna perpetuate with them. And those are the kids that go to the school and shoot it. Those are the kids that walk into the movie theater and shoot it up. This is what they know. This is what they learn. This is how society has treated their family and thrown them out to rot and canceled them out. We need to be better than that, And I'd like to call out the CEO of Hilton Hotels right now, whoever the fuck he is,
There we go. All right. Sorry, lost you. Had to switch phones there.
No worries.
I got a shittier phone now, so I bet I look a lot better, huh? No.
You actually look more metal now.
Cancel me, dude. Just cancel me.
You're canceled, you mother.
Yeah, I'm
outing
here.
you. I'm outing you, Jarvis. You're fucking canceled.
But anyway, so yeah, look it. If I'm the CEO of Hilton Hotels right now, I'm making an official apology to this woman on behalf of the hotel. But what I'd like to do is before firing my employee, I would like to get her together with this woman and maybe get their families together and have them sit down and maybe explain some things to each other, Why is it that you feel the way you do? I mean, if you bring, this African-American woman had 2 young kids. This other woman probably, if she has kids, it's like the kids are fine. You could see them get along. There's no issues, usually.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's just like, hey, get to know somebody else's family. You might realize that we have a lot more in common than we think,
Yeah.
And just, if somebody hated me for the color of my skin, I would really want to know why, because it's such an asinine concept that we just want to cancel people out and go, you're a moron, fuck you, go die. But really, they're not going to. So what we need to do is say, hey, what is it? Like, did something happen? Or like, is there a reason? Was it the media? Did you watch some movie? Was it your dad? Was it your neighbor? Like,
well, most of it's taught, you know what I mean? Most of that shit's handed down from generation. I was taught some pretty racist shit when I was young, you know what I mean? And now that I'm older and I'm able to fucking realize, you get into punk rock and heavy metal, like the things that I was taught, and it wasn't even that my parents were seriously racist. They were taught some racist shit, and I was taught some racist shit. I was taught there's a difference between black people and the N-words, and there's a difference between white people and white trash, and there's no fucking difference, dude. You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
It's just asinine teaching. But what does scare me is that shit, and I say this a lot too, the racism thing, eventually, there will always be a group of people that do not like a group of people. And that's because we're a warring tribe of fucking monkeys. You know what I mean? And it's going to take millennia to breed that out. But the real, like, racism stuff, the blurry lines that there are right now, is going to eventually fucking go away, because my kids' generation it's not seeing that, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
It is going to be bred out eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what is scary to me is the absolute overreaction to someone's bad moment. You know what I mean? Someone has
we're all
bad
human.
Moment.
We're all human.
But here's the thing, like, if you were going to go back 20 years and look at some of the shit I said and some of the shit I did, which is not racist, I'll say it right now, it's not sexist, but it's ignorant sometimes, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, you could find a reason to fucking cancel me. And for someone to see something like that and to immediately want you fired and you gone and you punished says more about the person than they realize. It's like, you're not any better than the person that is ignorant. It's almost the same level of ignorance, you know? Yes, you're not racist and you're woke and you're trying to fight the good fight, but you're doing it in such a way that devalues your message. It devalues the fucking overall point, and it's just stupid. It's fucking dumb. I mean, some people, racist cops, you know, shit like that, yeah, they deserve to be fired. When you're in a place of like, you're serving the public and you're supposed to be there as a protector or any job like that, yeah, you can't be a racist piece of shit, you know what I mean? But like, some lady says something nasty to you on an airplane and you're the 7,000th person she's seen that week, and now she's getting fired because you were probably kind of being an asshole on the airplane. You know what I mean? Like, that shit scares me, dude. And it's like that. Where does that stop? You know what I mean? I'm seeing it a lot in Ventura right now with all the protests and all this stuff. And it's like, I love it. It's important. The protests are important. The overall fucking message of you know, really creating equality is important. But you don't have to fucking dox every single moron on the internet. It devalues it, and all it does is create a deeper line in the sand for people to fucking cross.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
and that's what happens
for me.
When you cancel people, you're not canceling anything. You're perpetuating something that's already there. You have the opportunity to squash it, but you're actually just pushing it further away. And these people, they go underground for a little bit, but when they reemerge, trust me, they've thought about it and they've planned out what the hell their agenda is when they come back to you. Okay, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of that. No way. Yeah. They've had too much time.
Your inherent point at the beginning of this was to cancel culture by, you know what I mean, essentially. Yeah. And so I understand where you're coming from, you know what I mean? But even saying those words, Jarvis, gets people like, you know, it's like, and that's what it is.
We're all human beings.
Yeah, of course.
Like, again, just like you said, God, if you dig into my past, fuck, I mean, you know some things. Like, come on. I eventually, like, I think I could be, I want to be mayor of Ventura one day when I retire. I know I could do this town some fucking solid justice, right? Sure. But it doesn't mean that I never had a fucking cocaine rodeo, you know? Right. Like, it's just like, like this is my life, you know? So. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's the weird thing too, is, you know, what you're seeing now with our president is that he has obliterated the lines of what a president looks like. You know what I mean? Before it was this guy and a fucking talk like this. Right. And now it's like, he's just an orange monster that does whatever he wants.
Well, to be honest,
now, you know
to be honest,
it's almost opened the path for like scumbags like me and you to do it, because you're like, literally, like, anyone could do it. Fuck it, dude. You know.
Well, you know what? During his election campaign, it was all about the honesty in his approach, and I think that's what people bought into. They didn't really actually look at who this fucking animal was. Right. You know.
Yeah.
And
I knew
and
who he was, but.
Let me tell you, I've experienced power, okay, and influence, and not even close to that, but it does change you, dude. Like, you start believing that you're more right about a lot of things that you're probably really not, you know? So
when you got a bunch of fucking ass smoochers telling you you're amazing all the time, and you don't have anyone to counterbalance your point or maybe make you realize you sound like a prick, not you specifically, but the proverbial you, you know what I mean? Like, I could see how that shit can come to power. And especially like, dude, you're in a very successful fucking band, and metal fans are the most dedicated fucking music fans on earth. And I'm sure you've dealt with super punishers unlike we've never seen, you know what I mean? But,
and haters,
but I'm sure that shit can get to your head real quick, you know what I mean? Even the little bit of success that I've had, like, which is, you know, fucking minuscule compared to the world.
But you guys,
you could see how it could fucking change your overall attitude, because like now your shit don't stink, because we rolled in this town in a van we're gonna sleep on your floor or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just stupid, dude. Like, it's
dude,
all about,
you're totally right, man.
You gotta keep it humble, and a guy like that has never had to work for anything in his life. You know what I mean? Never, not once. So it's wild. But so I wanted to ask you. Obviously, I was joking with you, calling you that I feel like you're the Tony Robbins of heavy metal motivation. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you.
You've been doing these like pretty helpful videos for a lot of people for, basically what are you calling it? Tell me what you've been doing in the last few weeks, because it's been pretty.
Yeah. So it's first of all, thank you for. I've never been mentioned in a same sentence as Tony Robbins, and like Tony's my guy, and without Tony, this industry would not exist, man. Tony is the man. He's the best. He's the best there ever was. Probably the best there ever will be. So I got to give credit where credit's due. He's. I mean, there's a lot that came before him, but he's the Michael Jordan of it. Okay, he brought it. He brought it to the forefront, and he helped a lot of people. So
yeah, I've seen a couple things from him, and every one of them are. He's pretty legit, dude. I mean, and obviously he can be cheesy and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, the self-motivation, self-preservation kind of fucking topic is already cheesy in itself, because we've been trained as Americans to pull your bootstraps up and fucking grit your teeth and bear it down and take it. You know what I mean? So when you start talking about mental health and all this shit, it's like people automatically want to back out, especially in the metal community. You know what I mean? Because it's a rough group. A lot of metal community is like construction workers like me. They're guys that fucking party hard. They work hard. They don't have time to fucking think about breathing techniques or, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. And it's something I've come to get very involved in the last like couple of years. But anyway, I wanted you to, tell me, keep going on and explain what you're doing,
Yes. So the show is called the Metal Monday Motivational. And that's my church sermon, dude. It's basically what's the worst day of the week? Monday, right? Yeah. So I think we all need a good message. It's not just for the metal community, but it's geared towards that, because that's just my audience. And nobody's talking about it. There's a big hole for it. Nobody's talking about it in that community. In heavy metal, people are talking about how drunk they get and how they missed the whole show because they were so wasted, a lot of mental health issues in the metal community, man. And it's just, my goal is, I started making these videos just kind of going over my routines and the things that I've done to change my life. Well, let me ask. Drinking.
Where did this start? I know, obviously we've all partied together. We've had a good time, but in the last, I don't know how much you want to talk about it.
I'm open.
The hospitalization and all that stuff. It scared the shit out of everyone, man. So was that kind of the catalyst for you to really kind of pull it together?
A little bit. I really slowed down a few months before the hospitalization, but I think my body just was after a few months, it's just like, whoa, dude. Like, you can't turn it on and off like a faucet like that,
Right.
Like, ease off, But, I'm not saying I will never drink again or never do any of that. I mean, I fully plan on it, trust me. But, in moderation when I can get there, Yeah. And that can happen any day now. But it's never going to be what it was, dude. Ever. Right. And, I mean, you know how it is, man. It's like, I'm 40's creeping up on me next year. And it's like, when you start feeling this shit in your body and you're out there performing on stage, I mean, I'm looking at videos, dude, and I was partying so fucking hard. I was just like, I was like fucking Elvis up there, like late Elvis, without
already
cool clothes.
70s Elvis.
Without cool clothes,
Right.
And
and
I love Elvis, as everybody knows, but I want to take it back to the real Elvis, right? So I just wasn't gonna go out like that, And I read rock bios. All my heroes are either dead or they're fucking about to be, or they have no, they fucking can't, they pee in a bag or whatever. Why are they my heroes? They're really not, and they are for their art. And I'm other people's hero for my art, but I want to be their hero now for who I am. And my goal is I'm going to do one video a week that will come out every Monday, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this until I change the lives of 1 million people. That's my goal. I'm not going to stop until I change the lives of 1 million people. That's my goal. You know, in this day and age, you're never going to sell a platinum record. I'm not going to have 1 million album sales. That boat passed. I'm not going to get $1 million royalty check from digital streaming. So I'm going to change 1 million lives, and those people are going to make the world a better place, and that's going to spread, and that's going to go on, and so on, and so on. That's my goal. That's the mission.
Well, that's cool. I mean, so how are you, obviously, after the hospitalization, you came out pretty strong, obviously sobering up and all that stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, you look healthier than I've ever seen you, you know what I mean?
Thanks.
That's great, you know. But, you know, inherently, when you say that you're going to change the lives of 1 million people, I know you very well. I know you're a very goal-centered person, and to have you set these lofty goals, and you pretty much you hit a lot of them, dude. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty awesome, you know. But you know, when you say you want to change 1 million lives, you know what I mean? Obviously, you're talking about a lifetime. I don't know if Tony Robbins has changed 1 million fucking lives.
Oh, he definitely has.
He has. So I don't know.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
But
dude,
I mean,
the guy has sold multi-millions of courses. His books have been printed in like 56 languages. Yeah. No, you could do it. Listen, I'm doing videos, man. It's accumulation, right? So if I keep going, right? And what I say by change somebody's life is like,
expound on that a little bit.
Right.
It sounds like way up there.
It does, but it does. But look, watch me keep making these until that happens. You know, I mean, it is up there. But if we can't, you know, if we can't go for it, it's not going to be done. You know, it's like when for years, everybody said it's impossible to run a 4-minute mile. And like in the 50s or 60s, a guy did it. And if you look over the next 10 years, there was like thousands of people that did it because they knew it could be done, you know? So I know it can be done. And that's what's going to hold me accountable to keep doing these things. So if I change somebody's life, it's something as simple as like, I've got comments on YouTube videos that say, you changed my life. Or like, hey, I'm going to implement this helped me out a lot. That's all, you know, that's one. Or if you donate to the show, paypal.me/Metal Monday. We accept donations because I do the videos for free. Hey, look, I mean, really, for a free video, for somebody to donate money, that means that they've gotten a lot of value from that, and that they have implemented those changes in their life. And so I'll look at that too, you know. And my assistant can tally all that shit up because that's what she gets paid to do, you know. I'll make the videos, and you know, the staff carries that load. So,
but in changing someone's life, what is your motivation to change someone's life? Why you don't inherently need the credit, do you? Or do you want people change?
No, it's not about me. I mean, I get enough adulation from my music, you know? I mean, I really do. This is about using my influence in that community to talk about some real shit that's going to save a lot of people's lives, okay? And it's going to extend their life by a lot, because it's extended mine. And I mean, like, it's kind of a tough thing. The way that I do it, which is I think is different from a lot of people, is I actually do these things. I don't read something and say, here's what to do. I read it and do it myself and go, check it out. You know?
Well, or let them know this is working for me. You know?
Right, exactly. Right. And go, hey.
It's small incremental changes that's going to make a big difference later, right? I mean,
of course.
Because I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, and that dude that dude's influenced me in a way. I lost 80 pounds because I got all fired up listening to him. You know what I mean? It's small incremental changes over time that really help you kind of gather, you know what I mean? When I lost that 80 pounds, my doctor told me, you just added 7 years on your own life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've gained about 40 of it back over Corona, and I had an insane 2019, you know, with family stuff and I ended up with 7 kids for a while. And
Right.
I stress ate about 40 pounds of it back, but I'm losing it again. And what I'm realizing is that it's not fucking impossible.
No.
But it's small incremental changes over
No.
time. You know what I mean?
And consistency is the key. And I'll tell you what.
Consistency is the key.
When you look at, because I mean, look, you don't get fat overnight. You don't lose weight overnight, right? So if you eat ice cream every night, over the course of a year, you might balloon up. If you work out every night or just take a walk every night, you're probably going to lose some weight, right?
Right.
So Rogan, let's use Rogan. He's a great example of consistency. Okay, this guy was in the podcast game when there was like 2 guys. He'd been doing it for so long and so consistently that now Spotify gave him $100 million for exclusive content. And he's like, okay, like, that's it. All he did was go out there, deliver his passion, not expect anything from it. And that's the same thing I'm doing, you know? And look, if I change 1 million people's lives, then that means I got to make a lot of fucking videos. Okay. And if on week
over a long period of time.
Yeah, but look, dude, look at my videos could have 1 view per video. And on week 1000, if I do something that goes viral, all that past shit, all that content, it's on my channel. Yeah. Everybody's going to want to go see what the earlier episodes are about. Right. So consistency is the key, and I'm committed to doing this, you know, and I'm committed to doing this because I'll give you the short answer of what you really asked. Okay. I thought about my death when I was in the hospital. I thought about it, man. I was so close. The things that they were telling me in there were fucked.
It was scary. I hearing from people that are close. It was like
they didn't know. Dude. I wasn't really supposed to leave that place. Okay.
Right.
But to answer your question is, I thought about it, and what's the meaning of my life? If I can't leave this world and make it a better place, I failed. Okay. Right. I don't have children. I don't have kids that I can nurture and raise, and be, mold them into people. So I want to do that on a larger scale, like I do with my music. I want to affect millions of people in a positive way, because I fucking can. Right. So why not, Right. And any monetary benefit that I get from it, I feel I fucking deserve. So my time is very valuable, and I get paid a lot of money when people hire me to do things. I get paid way less to do this shit, but I do it out of the goodness of my heart, because I can't take the money with me to my grave. I've never seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul, the shit doesn't matter, Right. So that's what it's all about. And, on my gravestone, I just, a lot of this too is my personality coming out here, and I do it in a fun way, in a very real, authentic way that people can connect with, and so on my tombstone, I thought about that too when I was in the hospital. And I kind of just wanted to say, he gave people joy when they were around him, and he entertained us. That's what I want to do. I just want to entertain people. I want to make people feel good. When we hang out, they feel good. They feel like their life is worth something, like it's going somewhere. Or when we're spending time together, they feel like they're using their time in a valuable sense, and we're loving and respecting each other, and we're learning from each other. I always want to be the person that I never want to think I'm the guy who knows everything. And I've thought that many times in my life, but now it's totally different. And there's always something you can learn from somebody. And this goes back to the cancel culture thing, So that's sure, man. Those are my motives.
Yeah. So, with the videos and stuff, you've done a few of them already, and they're short videos. They're very quick topics, hydration, supplements, what'd you do your last one on? It was
today was journaling, but it was actually 22 minutes long.
Okay, but like I said, that's a reasonable amount of time. It's not a 4-hour seminar on fucking how to write in a journal. So but it is true. A lot of these things are very basic things. Like I made it a point for me many years ago to drink a giant glass of water every morning when I wake up. And it's just something that not everyone does. I'm finding. You know what I mean? Because it's like you got to get the shit moving in your body, and water is the way to do it. Coffee's fine, but water's better. So water in the morning. But it is funny that it's just such when you see someone explain that, it almost feels like, yeah, well, duh. But it is true. A lot of fucking people don't do it. It's really weird. You know what I mean?
They don't. And for me, for me now, I have these mandatory things. They're unconditional. Okay. So like, and sleep's one of them. So like, let's say I haven't done an episode on this yet, but like, let's say I know I'm going to get shitty sleep, right? I will fucking call my appointments for the morning and cancel them and just go, look, this is not an issue. This is an unconditional for me now. Like if I don't get my sleep, I'm no good to you. You know, I'm not going to have a successful business meeting with you tomorrow when I'm fucking cranky and tired and my brain's not working. You know, it's the same thing. I have these conditions where I won't leave the house anymore. You know, being self-employed, I'm able to do that where it's like, but if I'm not, you know what I do? I wake up, or if I have somewhere to be, I wake up 2-3 hours early, dude. Like, and I do these things before the rest of the world wakes up. So my goal is when the rest of my peers wake up, I'm fucking ready to go, dude. I'm fucking mentally primed. I'm hydrated. I've fucking worked out. I've talked to myself. I've talked to my fucking higher power, you know? I've fucking read a comic book, you know? Like whatever, you know? Like whatever it is that sets you up for the longevity of life, right? Like we got to think about what's really important. We slave over so many things that fucking kill us, dude. They kill us. The stress, everything, just to keep a roof over your head. You know, your job's not worth it if you hate it. It's just not. So, but it's scary, you know. I understand the scary shit. So what I'm doing is I'm helping to alleviate and eliminate this fear that we all have of the unknown. Because yes, it is scary, but that's why it's called the unknown. And we have to bank on ourselves. We have to know, we have to follow the things that we know to be true. And we ignore those all the time and go for fear, which is the unknown, which is not true. There's no truth to that.
Well, I mean, fear is such a big, you know, when, you know, it's always funny when you hear people go, well, if you hate your job, you need to quit your job and start a business. And it's like, half of me goes, okay, go fuck yourself, dude. Seriously, because you go feed my 3 kids and you make sure that my fucking rent's due and all the, you know what I mean? But when you really break it down, it is true. I mean, you shouldn't be miserable doing your job. No. If you have a shit job, maybe there's a way you could find it, or like maybe there's a way you could help make it better mentally for yourself, or, you know, makes the small incremental changes. You know what I mean? Like do something. What I'm shocked about most of the time is that people don't have hobbies. People fucking don't have one, like, and I've said this a million times. We are so lucky that we are the 0.001% of people that have ever followed their actual fucking dream. And I think we forget that a lot because we just go, well, fuck you, just get out and do it. And it's for a lot of people, it's not possible. It's not mentally possible. You know, you meet people that wanted to be artists or fucking this and that or the other thing, and life gets in the way, you know, and especially when I worked in the industry, like construction, you know, there was people that were shocked that I played music and toured for 10 years. And they're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how did you even do that? You know, I'm like, I just did it. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I made every day, every week, everything about that. And yes, I worked shit jobs that I didn't like. Yes, I fucking lived in a house with 9 fucking people. Yes, in
Montalvo.
In Montalvo. And yes, I slept on every single floor I could possibly find for free. You know what I mean? But I made it work. And I was lucky enough to follow my passion. And you have been, you know, I always said that it takes a shark to be, you know, if you're going to be a musician, you know, and be able to play music and actually do it for a living, you got to be a talented and lucky motherfucker. But if you want to get to a point where you are actually living off of your music and making an impact on people, you got to be a talented, lucky, and fucking crafty motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you really have to put in the work, dude. You have to put in the fucking work. And you do. I mean, you do that, you know? Yeah. And that's one thing that I've always really admired is that, you know, obviously there's a million things we can all say about each other, but you fucking put in the work, dude. And it's inherently true. And there's nothing that you can't say you don't do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's cool. I like that. But a lot of people, a lot of people have never even had the fucking courage to dare to even try. You know what I mean? It's surprising to me.
I'm trying to make that change with people, though. You know, I really am.
Yeah.
I really am.
Well,
I really
help them make the change for themselves.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I did a video today on journaling, and I talked about this stuff, and I talked about intent, and I talked about a lot of this stuff. And, you know, so I'll half agree with that. I don't believe in luck anymore. I used to, but I just, I think it goes back to the work. The great John Wooden once said, luck is where preparation meets opportunity.
This is
and
true. Yeah.
I always felt that way. There was a lot of bands I was in when I was younger. You know, 19 was my 36th band. So I've been doing this forever. And, you know, when I was younger, I was in a lot of bands that we had a lot of opportunities, but we weren't ready because we did not have the preparation, and we fell flat on our face.
Mhm.
And a lot of the other band members quit and said, this is never going to happen for us. And I said,
Right.
well, you're right. It's not going to happen for us because your fucking sorry ass was in the band with a shitty attitude. And now I'm doing it and you're not, you know? And that's
tough, man. It's tough to do it. It's tough to do it.
It is, but dude,
Yeah.
it is. But you get one shot at life. We're here
Right.
to be tough. We are here to be tough. There is way too much comfort in this life. And this is the thing. We have everything we want right now at our fingertips. Everything. Information, products, sex, food, whatever, okay? This is not normal, all right? So we need to feel some resistance in our life. We need to feel proud that we're working towards something that we love to do, and understand that, listen, dude, the first video that I ever put up, 28 things went wrong trying to get it going. I counted them. And on the on the 27th one, I broke down, dude. I just fucking broke down and I lost it. And I said, you know what? Nobody wants to see me talk about this shit anyway. I look fucking stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to film. I don't know how to edit. This is just so stupid. I think this is a sign from above. And then I sat down and I cried for a little bit. And then I thought, and I go, you know what? This is a sign from above. That's right. And that sign is to keep fucking going. Don't let anything stand in your way, because you never did before. Now is not the fucking time, especially when you have the most valuable message that you've ever delivered in your life. Right. It's not your music where you're talking about fucking Satan, you know, like, which is awesome, but it's like, but this is like, my people need this stuff, man, because I see it on their faces. I talk to them. I see their limiting beliefs. I hear them, and it's just, I can't accept it. So I'm going to give it my best shot, and whoever, you know, I don't want to tell people what to do, but if you ever want to come over to the dark side, I'm fucking here with open arms. Anybody can come over.
Right. Yeah, I love it, man. I love the motivation that, you know, it's good, you know.
I will take the time.
As musicians, we're inherently selfish. It's me. And yes, whatever you're creating music for me personally, it's to battle my own demons. My riffs are me getting my fucking shit out, you know what I mean? And that's right. But it is inherently selfish. It's about you. It's about you doing your work, and you know, so for you to be able to, you know, start to make the shift to really want to help other people, and we do play music to bring joy, you know what I mean?
Sure, but that's a byproduct of our own joy.
It is a byproduct of our own joy, and that it goes back to what we were talking about earlier of keeping.
I mean, we're not Bill and Ted, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You know. So
we wish.
You know, but it's cool to see, you know, you using your platform, you know, to switch into something positive like that, man. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. So, I'm you know what? I'm glad people are getting stuff out of it. And when I hear stuff, you know, I get messages from people that I know that I never ever would have thought would even look at this stuff. And to hear that they're implementing some of this stuff, man, like that is so fucking awesome, dude. Because I want to surround myself with people like me too, you know? So it's good.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to do it like how you're doing it. It's got to be simple things, you know what I mean? You can't come at them with a 27-point fucking plan of attack, because I'm out at 3, dude.
Right.
3 or 4, I'm fucking out, dude. You know
too much noise out there these days, dude.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just, and you're not gonna last. But so what? Give me 1 second. Let me turn on my light here real quick.
Yep.
Getting dark.
There you go.
Getting dark in this motherfucker.
There you go.
So I wanted to ask, so obviously the world's at a complete standstill with music. What do you think, dude? What is your guess? We've been talking about it a lot. When do you think music's coming back? I mean, obviously 2021 maybe, right? I mean, hopefully.
No, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, 2020 is a wash. We just had a festival in Mexico for September canceled, and we've got Halloween in Baltimore, and we've got New York City the following day. But I don't see those happening, dude. I just don't. I don't. But hey, look, people are traveling, right?
I mean, in America, we can't travel anywhere outside, though.
Right.
We're
but
on a ban for being morons.
People are traveling within the states. The election's going to be over in November. So I'll put my tinfoil hat on for a minute and just say, like, the election will be over in November. Okay. I'm going to take that off. And then we'll see what happens. But for us, we're going to start touring again next April. So we've got 6 months of touring from April to December next year. Most things have been moved back a year, which is kind of funny. It's like this year didn't happen, right? But
it's like a reset, dude.
I see that happening. Shows are already happening. I mean, these car shows are bullshit. Like, we've been asked to do all kinds of shit like this, and it's just like I just don't want to play to a bunch of cars. Like, it's just not my thing. I shouldn't say it's bullshit, but it's a poor representation of what the fuck Night Demon is, man. Because
and if you want to come back, how you want to come back, right? I mean,
it's just not. We're not that kind of band, dude. Like,
yeah, you're not a fucking cover band that can play at the fair, dude. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, it's a high energy show. Like, if without an audience, we're not gonna feed off of it, So, we're hanging tough. We're not doing anything out of the norm except for playing in front of people, and we're gonna wait to see and see what happens. I am not opposed to trying. I've been considering trying to put something together here this year, just a local gig. Like, there's all these empty warehouses next to me, and just going, hey, if you can fit 3,000 people in here, only 200 motherfuckers gonna show up anyway in Ventura. If it's Night Demon and Tongue, it's like we're only gonna get 200 fuckers anyway. Like, right?
And then fucking half of them will want to get in for free. The guest list will be 150 long.
Right. So, but I'm not opposed to that. So I'm looking into stuff like that too.
But would you feel comfortable playing? Like, I really don't, dude. I don't feel comfortable fucking playing right now. Like, not anytime soon. You know what I mean?
I'm not worried about getting sick.
No?
I shouldn't say that because, you never want to be the guy, like, you don't want to be the preacher that gets bitten by his own snake.
Oh, dude,
right?
all these, did you hear that Trump's security advisor in the White House came down with Corona? Like, they announced it today. They're like, ugh.
I mean, I've seen a lot of reports that again, doesn't mean wear this tinfoil hat, that don't, give me a break on all this stuff, please, too, because I don't know, but like, that a lot of people are dying. I see COVID as kind of like AIDS. Like, from what I can see, it fucks up your immune system and leaves the door open for all this other shit. So, like,
I don't know.
Yeah, so like if you beat it, your immune system has successfully fought it, but it leaves the door open. It doesn't. Your immune system is so shot at that point that if you get pneumonia after that, you may die. It's, if you look, there's a lot of other causes of death. If they test positive for COVID, the hospital says it's a COVID-related death, which it is. But look, I'm trying to live a life without this fear. I'm trying to be as healthy as I can, where I can fight this, man. I can fight anything, and I think we all can. I mean, look, we've been around. We've been around people enough by now, and I think, like, hey, I got really sick earlier in the year, and I've been sick in years. Like, I thought maybe I had it. Even some of the guys in the band.
A lot of everyone did,
Right. I mean, I had the symptoms, man. I had a fucking hardcore fever. I was breaking into cold sweat a couple nights, like, but then it passed. So, but then I ended up in the hospital and I tested negative for COVID. So,
and it was that happened like right as this all went down, right? Your hospitalization.
And this is a crazy thing. It's like,
because I was like, oh shit, he's got the Rona.
Oh, everybody thought I had it, dude. Like, but no, it happened right, like on day one of lockdown. I entered the hospital, right. And so nobody can see me. Nobody can come in and see me. I'm in there for fucking ever. I'm in there for 5-6 days, and like, I got lucky though, because they put me on lockdown, and I got the best room in the house, dude. Top floor, corner suite, ocean view at the new hospital. It was fucking awesome. The nurses were cute. Everything was good.
That's cool.
You know, but it was, hey, listen, it's a trippy thing, man, to be isolated like that by yourself and think you're gonna die and have people telling you that you might. And you really have those come to Jesus moments, you know. And I've definitely gotten in touch back with God, and she is very graceful.
Oh, you're God's female.
Oh, everybody's God is a female, dude. No man would ever make a world this cruel, ever. You know, but Mother Earth, you know, God is very nurturing, like a woman, and she gives us life, and I'm so grateful for her for that. And that's not in any organized religion or Christian sense or anything.
No,
but,
of course. Yeah, you sing about Satan all day, buddy. You better not be a Christian.
Yeah, but I believe in the higher power. I believe that there is something there that guides us if we look for it, that we can tap into consciously and use as a source of power. We still have free will. I don't believe in predetermined destiny or anything like that. That's why I do what I do. Because you know what? If I believed in predetermined destiny, I don't think I'd be doing the things I'd be doing, you know?
Right.
Like I'm not going to let life happen to me, and I don't want the same, I want the same attitude with my friends. So if I can help with that, I'm here to do that. I've done enough for myself in this life.
That's good, man. I love the shift to focus, you know, focus on.
It's necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, that's great, man. Well, dude, I mean, I think we fucking kind of covered it all. Please plug whatever you got going on, which I'm sure is going to take the next 6 hours with all the shit you got going on. So let everyone know, obviously, what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead and check out the Metal Monday Motivational on YouTube. It's on the Iron Grip channel, which is my management company and my label. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jarvis Leatherby. And you can check out my band Night Demon at nightdemon.net. We've got a lot of really, really cool stuff coming up. And, you know, again, in these times of instant gratification, we're just going to drop shit on you. There's no announcement, you know. I can't do it. It's hard for me to do a pre-order right now for an album when I don't know if my friends are going to have a record player in 3 months, you know?
Right.
So,
but there is more stuff coming probably.
Yeah, let's see. We got a couple weeks before, you know, conveniently Congress is on recess. They're on vacation.
Yeah,
so
big fucking surprise, huh?
Conveniently when when unemployment runs out in a pandemic, right?
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. And now they want to drop it down to $200.
Yeah. You know, I got $200 for them right fucking here. And
I'd like to see them live off unemployment for a fucking minute. You know what I mean?
I'd just like to see them unemployed, but I guess that's not positive to my, I guess that is opposite to my cancel, right? So
you know what, of all the people that should be canceled, it's those fucking crooks.
Yeah
well, I'm with you there. Anyway, I love you, brother. Always a pleasure catching up. I'll come say hi at the studio for our next live fucking stream disaster that we try over there. Anyway.
Oh, thank you so much, dude. Thank you.
But yeah, man,
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.